Hello days and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna, and welcome as every Monday and Friday to the latest Benidorm and Spanish news update. We are on the Levante beach today and the Easter holidays are about to start, the Easter week, but doesn't look really like a holiday place, doesn't it? We will talk about the weather forecast towards the end of this video, but for now, let's center our attention to the three main news for today. The first news is about the situation in tourism, what's going on right now, which kind of events are waiting for us for the Easter week, and also about quite a few interesting comments that I did receive from a lot of our subscribers saying that what's going on with Spain. A lot of international newspapers are saying that Spain hates tourists and doesn't want them. So where is the truth in all that? You're about to find out. Then we'll be talking about a small incident in one of Benidorm hotels, brand new ones, but luckily everything finished out well without any kind of injured people or tourists due to the fact that it's a nice hotel and it's fully prepared for what might happen. And the last news will be about the international tourism and what people encounter when they land in some of Spanish airports. Not a really nice way to start their holidays in Spain. But let's start with the first news, the situation in tourism. As you all know, it's Easter holidays, it's Easter week. We call it here Semana Santa, which is Saint Week. And mostly this week is full of events, but these events are mostly of religious character. If some of you are really religious and you want to join these events, there is all the information available on the official website. Visit Benidorm in Benidorm's town hall website too. Mostly everything is happening around the old town area by the church. And these events will be held up until 31st of March, so Sunday, which is when we have the official Easter Sunday. And from then on, the summer season kicks in and officially will be in summer season for tourism. The interesting information that I did receive from quite a lot of people. We did receive a YouTube comment as well on one of the videos below, one of the previous videos, where people were asking us how much of a truth there is in different YouTubers or different magazines, newspapers online that state basically that Spain hates tourists, that Spain doesn't want tourism here any longer. There is a huge bubble with it. It's something that mass media, social media is using for gain subscribers, gain content. It's something usual, something typical that's happening right before any summer season here in Spain. These pictures that you've probably seen, like tourists go home, tourists not welcome, refugees, you are welcome to stay, things like this. These are happening not in all Spain. These images are from Barcelona itself. Okay, it's not, technically Catalonia say they're not even Spain. So everyone make your own conclusions. Basically, it's all from Barcelona. Why? Because there are some specific parts of Barcelona where tourism is mostly very, very cheap, in a sense that people are hardly spending any kind of money. It's like a cheap, drunk type of tourism, if you know what I mean. And neighbors are simply tired of all this situation, which is why they put these phrases on their houses, on the garage, on the walls nearby. And recently this backfired as well, because one of the ministers that is in charge in the town of Barcelona itself, the main minister, she declared as well that it's a place for cheap tourism and Barcelona doesn't want tourism here, which got misunderstood as like whole Spain doesn't want tourism, but it's only Barcelona's minister that got to say it. Obviously, what they want is not to maximize the tourism. They want for people to have both tourists and locals to coexist in a way that locals could have a normal life, quiet life, usual life, and tourists would have quality holidays, What they do not want is drunk people shouting, yelling on the streets and fighting on the streets. That's what they do not want. But all the rest of typical, usual tourism to explore, to enjoy the area is more than welcome. But it got misunderstood, as it always happens in the social media. All the rest of Spain obviously has nothing to do with it, especially our region, Costa Blanca, Costa del Sol, Andalusia. None of other regions has to do anything with these news, except from Barcelona. And the thing that I did answer in that comment, which is actually true, a lot of regions here depend hardly on tourism. If we would not want tourists here, if tourists would stop arriving at some point, the vast majority of jobs that people have would just disappear. So people would not have any other way to get the money as they used to do before. This would be an absolute collapse of the economy of a lot of regions in Spain, in some part or the other. So it's important to know that even though you see these type of mass media, social media, like newspapers, magazine titles, it's not Spain, it's Barcelona, okay? And they refer to a specific way of tourism that is very problematic and that is not good for the city and for other tourists also. So this is what's basically going on. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is about a small scare, short scary moment that one of the newer hotels in Benidorm has lived a couple of days ago. Around 4 p.m., 2 days ago more or less, the Benidorm's hotel Gold Arcos, a 4-star superior hotel, lived quite a scary and pleasant moment. Luckily, no one got injured, and due to an incredible system that they have implemented inside for safety reasons and detection of smoke or fire, the problem was really minor. Just the slightly stressful at the beginning, obviously. It always is, but eventually everything finished quite quick. This was a fire that originated in one of the air conditioning motors inside of like a double ceiling in the conducts, and the fire was detected quite fast. A couple of tourists needed to be attended by the ambulance, which always comes to place just in case with the firefighters and with the police department. That's like just the protocol. So once they arrived, 2 of the tourists got attended due to inhaling a little bit of smoke. But it was really minor, almost nothing at all, and they just stayed at the hotel. They did not need to be hospitalized or anything like this. All ended up really quick, and I just want to say that this is when you see that the hotel is brand new. This is when you see that hotels invest in safety measures and requirements, that you can solve this type of issue in a very short amount of time. No one gets injured. Some people had to be evacuated due to the close location towards the fire. Precautions, just safety measures. It's a protocol here in Spain to do so. Once the alarm goes off, which it did, after this, that's it. It's all been quite nice. All this issue has been solved. And once again, the safety systems that they had prevented a very big issue, which could have been caused if it wouldn't be detected on time. The hotel has taken correct measures, and now everyone there are safe, and they are checking all the system to make sure it doesn't happen again, which is a correct way to deal with fire. Not as happened in some of the places previously in Rincon de Loix, where in the middle of the night, people had to stand outside for quite a lot of time because fire was not detected on time in there due to older types of mechanisms in security and safety. The last news that I wanted to share with you all is the news about international tourism. You know that this year is supposed to be the record amount of tourists arriving to Spain, right? Well, when international tourists arrive to Spain, to some, not all, but some of the airports, they are actually being greeted with this type of message. This message basically states, don't waste water, or like waste water responsibly. Basically, this is the main message of all these billboards that you can see once you arrive to the airports. One of these airports is Barcelona, back again. Geez, Barcelona is having a hard time with it. It's not making it easy for us either to defend it, you know. So why is it happening? Some parts of Spain, not all of them, the worst part is in Catalonia, which is where Barcelona is located, and in Andalusia, which is South Spain. Why is it the worst part? Because they are in different types of emergency alerts right now, yellow, orange, or red, and they have severe droughts, which means that there is a very, very teeny tiny bit amount of water left to be used, and there's a severe lack of it. Barcelona, for example, and Catalonia has a lot of limitations for people who live there. For example, for swimming pool use, for showers, there's no water available at the beach to clean the feet or shower after you swim in the sea, to shower off all the salt and minerals. There's a lot of other issues. For example, for the gardens, you know, the water you use for the gardens, for fruit trees and everything inside of municipal, like town parks, alleys. But hotels managed to get away with it because they were really, really worried that tourism will be affected. Even so, this information is on billboards everywhere, and once you arrive, you basically can see that, hey, think about it, don't waste too much water. The truth is that tourists, when they arrive on holidays, obviously, as a tourist myself, when we go anywhere else in the world, tourists do not want to think too much on their holidays. People are spending a huge amount of money, which is even more expensive this year, on their holidays. They want to relax, they want to enjoy, they do not want to think too much when they are on holidays. And this campaign is making quite the opposite. It's making people think, oh, okay, well, I need to be careful when I shower, or I need to be careful when I go somewhere so that I wouldn't waste too much water. I do not think personally this will help. This campaign will help because obviously people will now be counting liters of water or priving themselves of a longer shower or like a bath time, simply because they've seen the billboard. Some people might, which are more conscious with the climate change, with all the situation happening here with the drought and lack of water, but the vast majority won't. I know it's probably unfair, you know, to ask people to limit themselves to, but Catalonia is really, really in a delicate situation where they need to use any kind of help in order to maintain the levels of water that they have right now, and not to go in even more drastic restrictions by summertime, which we think might be the case because, well, it is raining in some parts in Spain, but it's sadly not enough to make their way through all the years and years right now, quite a few years of very, very teeny tiny amount of rain in a lot of regions here in Spain, especially the Mediterranean Sea ones. Let us know if you think it is a good idea to put the billboards like this directly into the tourists' faces once they land, when they did not even get to go to the hotel just yet, not even go outside, step outside of the airport. Put this into their faces, which is like a first impression. Welcome to Spain. Don't waste any water. Some people will say it's a good idea. I do think they need to make people conscious about the issue we are overgoing right now, but I also do feel it wouldn't affect quite a lot of people. The weather in Spain. Let's have a short walk and we'll let you know what's happening, because we were in summer practically. We were in a glory, and now, well, this is what we got. This is the sky that we have right now. We can see a tiny bit of sun right there hiding right below these clouds. There are some waves, and it's an interesting time here, let's say it like this. It's something unusual because we've seen it's sunny, nice and warm only yesterday, But now, this is what we have. Somehow, on Easter holidays, the same thing keeps happening every single year. Today was raining a tiny bit in the morning, but it shouldn't be any longer, at least for now. But the rain is covering the whole entire Spain, so we wouldn't be surprised if a few drops would still come here to Benidorm's region. This coming Saturday and Sunday it might be raining slightly more, but it's something not confirmed just yet, let's say like this, because you know that weather might change quite fast and it's still 5-6 days up until then. After these days, that's true, the sunshine will come back again. As for the temperatures, today we have around 18 degrees here in Benidorm. Not bad. There is no strong wind, so it's kind of a good weather. It's all right. Starting from tomorrow, we will come back to the usual 21, 24 degrees. And some sunshine before the upcoming Saturday and Sunday when it will get cloudy back again. Thank you for joining us on today's latest Benidorm and Spanish news update. We wish you an incredible day, good and positive beginning of a new work week. Happy Easter, everyone, those who celebrated, and we'll see you in a new video tomorrow with some new businesses in Benidorm's city center. Bye, Dees.